If your iPhone isn't charging even after cleaning the port, then there's a good chance the charge port is damaged. In today's guide, we'll show you how to replace the charge port on an iPhone 15. We're going to walk you through the entire process from disassembling your iPhone to reassembling it with a brand new charge port. Before going ahead with this repair, you should check and see which iPhone model you have by using Apple's iPhone identifier, which we'll link in the description below. In this guide, we're repairing the A3090 model, which is the European version. If you have one of the other models from a different region, you might notice some internal differences in the iPhone, so just be cautious and double check what the differences are before starting. Also, if you need any of the tools or parts we use in this video, we're going to link them all in the description below. Okay, let's get into the repair. So as always, the first thing you're going to want to do to start this repair is power your device off and make sure you discharge the battery below 25%. We're going to be working with tools very close to the iPhone battery, and if it's fully charged, there's a much higher risk of causing a short or it catching fire if the battery is accidentally damaged during the repair. So it might take a bit longer to wait for it to discharge, but it's worth doing to keep yourself and your device safe. Next thing you're going to want to do is remove the two Pentalobe screws at the bottom of the iPhone. Now you've removed the two Pentalobe screws, the next thing you're going to want to do is heat the iPhone. We're going to start by removing the back cover so we can disconnect the battery. Heating the iPhone is going to loosen the adhesive and allow us to pry the screen off. We're using our forward vacuum separation machine to do this, but if you don't have one of these, you can either use a heat mat or failing that, a hairdryer. Just make sure you're heating the screen so it's hot to the touch. That's how you'll know the adhesive is loosened enough to start prying. If you're using a heat mat, you want to be heating somewhere between 55 to 65 degrees Celsius and heating it for around 5 to 10 minutes. Now the device has been heated up, you can grab your prying tool and insert it between the frame and the back cover. If you're struggling to create an opening, you can always use a suction cup to help lift the back cover up and away from the frame. Before you start prying elsewhere on the phone, be aware that there's a delicate cable connecting the back glass to the phone, which sits right next to the volume down button, so avoid inserting your prying tool there. There's also some spring contacts at the top and bottom of the phone, so when prying in these areas, try not to pry more than 3mm to avoid your prying tool bending them. You can also use small amounts of isopropyl alcohol to help with prying and loosening the screen. Keep prying around the entire phone. Once you've pried around the entire back glass, you can lift the back glass up. It's still attached to the phone by a ribbon cable, so open it gently like a book towards the volume buttons. If there's quite a bit of resistance when lifting it up, don't force it, just pry around the entire back glass again to see if you missed any adhesive. Now it's time to disconnect the battery and disconnect the cable keeping the back cover attached to the phone. Start by removing the shield covering the back glass connector by removing the tri-point screw holding it down. We're using a magnetic mat throughout this guide to keep track of all the screws and stay organised. Now you can disconnect the back glass connector. Now you can remove the shield covering the battery connector by removing its two tri-point screws. Now you can disconnect the battery connector. Okay, so next up we're going to be removing the charge port. To remove the charge port, we're going to first remove the motherboard and everything attached to it. You don't necessarily need to do this. You can skip past this and just remove everything at the bottom of the iPhone to get directly to the charge port with the motherboard still attached to the frame. But there's one tricky part to get out if you do go down this route, and that's the SIM reader. It's got a little bracket that sits underneath the bottom left screw on the motherboard, and you'll need to pry the motherboard up to get it free, which could cause damage if not done carefully. Anyway, if you do want to skip ahead, you can scrub through to the chapter labelled Removing the Loudspeaker. Start by removing the two tri-point screws securing the upper connector shield. Disconnect the power button and front camera press connectors and then remove the front camera. If your iPhone is from a different region, you might notice there is another press connector overlapping above the upper rear camera press connector, which you'll need to disconnect too. Next, disconnect the Earpiece speaker followed by the rear camera and volume button press connectors. If your iPhone is from a different region, you might notice there is another press connector just underneath the rear camera press connectors, which you'll also need to disconnect. Moving to the bottom of the motherboard, disconnect the eSIM, Taptic engine and charging port press connectors. Next, remove 4 of the 5 standoff screws securing the motherboard down. Moving up towards the Earpiece speaker, remove the 5 Phillips screws securing it down and then remove the Earpiece speaker. Now you can remove the final standoff screw securing the motherboard. Next, gently lift the motherboard out of the housing, being careful of the cables you just disconnected. Don't lift it all the way out yet, as there's a couple of cables still connected underneath. Fold it towards the volume buttons and then disconnect the display and front sensor press connectors. The iPhone we're working on doesn't have its display and front sensor shield, but yours most probably will, so before you disconnect the press connectors, you'll need to remove their shields along with the tri-point screws holding them down. Once disconnected, you'll be free to remove the motherboard. Next, remove the 9 Phillips screws at the bottom of the iPhone. While you guys are doing that, it would really help us if you could give this video a thumbs up or hit the subscribe button, as it really helps us grow the channel and keep making videos like this. Switch to a tri-point screwdriver and remove the 2 tri-point screws. Now you can remove the loudspeaker. Next, disconnect the Taptic engine press connector and then remove the Taptic engine. Now you can remove another 5 standoff screws across the bottom of the phone. Use your tweezers or a SIM ejector tool to remove the SIM tray. You can then remove the SIM reader. Next, disconnect the bottom microphone from the charge port and then remove it. Next, remove 3 tri-point screws securing the charge port to the side of the housing. Apply some isopropyl alcohol to help loosen the adhesive sticking to the frame. Now use a spudger to gently pry the charge port away from the frame. Just be careful when doing this, as the screen is on the other side. Use tweezers to pry out the tiny microphone at the bottom. Remove the 2 Phillips screws holding the port down. You can now remove the charge port. So next, you're going to need to grab your new charge port and place it into the iPhone's frame. Next, screw the 2 Phillips screws back in. Next, screw in the tri-point screws on the side of the housing. Next, reinstall the bottom speaker with its 1 Phillips screw and 1 standoff screw. Now reinstall the SIM reader with its 2 standoff screws. Now you can reinstall the Taptic engine by reconnecting its press connector, bracket and 3 Phillips screws. Next, reinstall a standoff screw in the corner. Now you can reinstall the loudspeaker followed by 5 Phillips screws. Now install 2 tri-point screws. Next, plug in the screen's display and front sensor cables to the motherboard. Once connected, you'll also need to refit both of their shields. Next, reinstall the 5 standoff screws securing the motherboard to the frame. Reconnect the eSIM, Taptic engine and charging port press connectors. Next, reconnect the volume button and rear camera press connectors. Remember, if you have an iPhone from another region, you may have another press connector to connect here. Now you can reconnect the power button press connector. Reinsert the Earpiece speaker to the frame and then reinstall the 5 Phillips screws holding it down. Reinsert the front camera into the frame and reconnect its 2 press connectors. Next, reconnect the Earpiece speaker's press connector. Remember, if you have an iPhone from another region, you'll have an antenna cable to reconnect also. Reinstall the upper connector shield along with its 2 tri-point screws. Next, you're going to want to clean up around the frame so we can apply a waterproof adhesive for the back cover. You can now reconnect the battery connector and refit its shield and tri-point screw. Now you can apply the back glass adhesive to the frame. The next step will be to put the back cover on. But before you do that, I'd suggest doing a quick test by putting the phone on charge and checking that it's taking charge okay before you seal it up. When you've applied your adhesive, you can reconnect the back glass connector. You can then refit the shield and tri-point screw. Now lift up and remove the plastic protectors for the adhesive. You can now refit the back cover by slowly lowering it into the frame and gently pressing it into place, making sure you apply pressure around the entire back cover to make sure the adhesive bonds with the back cover. Lastly, fit the 2 Pentalobe screws. And that's it. I hope this guide was helpful. If it was, we would really appreciate it if you could like this video, click the subscribe button, or leave a comment so we can keep making guides like this in the future. Thank you.